Hello and welcome to Yoga with Carolyn. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Carolyn. So lovely to have you here. Welcome to the community, and please consider becoming a subscriber to the channel if you're not already. If it's not your first time here, we are back inside. You may have noticed it is starting to get a little bit chilly outside here in Canada because we are well into fall, and we just recently celebrated Thanksgiving, which are both really beautiful reminders of the magic that can happen when you practice gratitude. This is a time to really lean into your harvest of what you are harvesting either in your life these days or what harvest you have noticed during the past year. But whether or not you are enjoying this practice well into fall or you're in a totally other season, it is never a bad time to practice gratitude. So today's class is one where you're going to move through a gentle yoga practice and end in a guided meditation to help you harvest embodied gratitude. So please put on your comfortable clothes, roll out your yoga mat, grab a couple of blocks and your meditation cushion, and let's get started. Welcome to Yoga with Carolynne, teaching empaths and sensitive souls just like you how to create a collaborative relationship with your body through cozy, accessible yoga and self-care practices in order to live a life filled with less doing and more being. So before we get into today's practice, I did want to mention that we are not here to just paint over your lived experience with a big old brush of positivity. We're not here for toxic positivity. That's not what we're here for. And so while, yes, in this space, we absolutely know the benefits of looking for the light, we are also here to walk through the dark, to acknowledge the difficult, the uncomfortable, the challenging, and that it's actually by walking through that stuff, acknowledging, feeling it, that then we can begin to change our ability to find the light within the dark, right? So it's not like one or the other. We are here for the both and. So at any point during today's practice, because we are using the practice of gratitude to help you hopefully feel better, please know that at any point, if you notice as you're reflecting and you begin to feel these sensations or these emotions of grief, of sadness, a sense of maybe shame, or just a sense of like, I don't really know if I'm feeling super happy about what the past year has looked like or whatever, where I'm at these days, please know that you can also feel that within this space. You can feel gratitude as well as the darker, heavier feelings, both at the same time. They don't negate each other. There's space inside of you for both of them. Okay, so with that said, we are going to start in a supported fish posture. We're going to be focusing on opening your heart, right? Heart chakra, cultivating gratitude. So if you're very familiar with this posture, amazing, then please make your way into it. If you are unfamiliar with this posture, I usually like to teach it two different ways, depending on what props you have. So if you do happen to have a bolster, I didn't mention this in the intro, I apologize, but if you do happen to have a bolster, this is a great way to bring yourself into the posture. You can do bolster just directly on the floor or bolster with your meditation cushion underneath. And then you turn away from that little structure that you've created, and then you bring yourself down onto the props, allowing the entire length of your torso, including your head, to be supported. But you want your low back to feel good and your hips to be super duper grounded on the floor. Option two is if you just have, it's not really a just have, but if you have blocks, one or two, then one block gets placed behind your body, long edge of the block parallel to the long edge of your yoga mat. And then you can place your pillow to support your head, or your head will just come directly towards the floor. If you have a second block, that second block can come in place of that pillow, and it comes perpendicular to the first block with a bit of space in between. You bring yourself down. That block that's the long way comes directly underneath of your shoulders, your upper back, in between your shoulder blades, kind of wiggle so that you can feel space beginning to be created. And then you open your arms wide, depending, no matter what position you've chosen, arms come wide with the palms open towards the sky. We're most definitely focusing on the upper part of the body here, so I would encourage you to choose a very neutral and supported position for your legs. So they're either long with some space in between your feet, or legs bend, soles of the feet come to the floor, and you knock your knees in towards each other, and you can even kind of lengthen into your low back, like pressing into the floor. Lift your hips, lengthen low back, and bring hips back down towards the floor. Okay, now that we've got yourself set up, now we've got all the options, the modifications, the supports out of the way, let yourself arrive, please. Once you bring the eyes to a close, if that feels comfortable, and you invite some softness to sweep across the face, take the next few moments to get acquainted with your breath. Watch as it moves in and out of your torso. Notice where the breath goes. And notice also where the breath kind of doesn't really want to go. And then let's offer a helping hand to the breath as you infuse some intentionality into the way in which you breathe. So you get really present, really curious about sending your breath into corners of the torso that it hasn't really touched yet today. That might be deeper into the base of your belly. That might be kind of into the sides of your ribs. Might even be the face, the hips, the low back. And moving through a practice where you're hoping to cultivate a certain kind of sense or feeling, you first need to really take time to acknowledge how you're feeling as you've arrived. And by deepening the breath and by inviting in some really subtle movement with just that breath, and then eventually with physical movement, you move the energy through. Maybe there's some stagnant energy that's really needing to be moved to help create space for that gratitude that we're hoping to cultivate today. You can even take a couple of sighs at the mouth. And then if you would like to stay really still and you're just like, oh yeah, that deep breath is exactly what I need, I don't need anything else in this moment, then please honor that and stay as you are. If it would feel good to move the energy a little bit more kind of on purpose, then you can bring some movement into your arms. A really nice exploratory way to do this is to reach the arms up overhead and explore this for a moment. They don't have to be straight. They can absolutely be bent in a way. And then as you take an exhale, you just kind of explore as you create these like snow angel movements in the arms. So you can keep the arms really straight. You can bend into the elbows. Maybe you stop just like halfway, or maybe the arms come all the way down by the side of your body. And I'm going to give you a few moments here to just explore. Maybe you move and you end up finding a spot where you're like, whoa, there's some sensation, there's some tension, some tightness. Beautiful. Follow those spots, find them, and then use your breath. Soften, create space, move the energy through. How does taking time here at the beginning of your harvest practice, how does taking time to create space in your heart play into your experience, right? Like, what does it actually mean for you? What does it feel like for you to open the space in and around your heart? It's not up to me to tell you the benefits of that, to explain to you the energetics that are found within this practice. This is your practice, so allow the sensations, the movement, the curiosity you offer yourself for you to begin to embody and be like, oh yeah, okay, I know. I can feel the shift that begins to happen when I really infuse my practice with the intention of opening my heart. If you're moving, you'll bring that into stillness. Take one last inhale here, right into the spot where you really feel this the most. Exhale at the mouth with a sigh. Soften, soften, soften. And rolling onto the right or the left side of the body, you'll come into fetal position, letting your arm rest onto your head to rest onto your extended arm, your knees coming close. Send your breath into the back of your heart space. It's energetically, right? Your heart doesn't only flow at the front of your chest, it's a 360-degree experience. Then you'll press into the floor to bring yourself up to seated. And then this is where your meditation cushion or your block will be helpful, because you're going to be in this seated posture for the remainder of the practice, if that is what is supportive for you in your meditation practice. We're going to move just a little bit more in the upper part of your body before you settle into stillness, but we'll set you up here now before you then eventually settle into stillness. So you can bring your cushion underneath of your seat. You don't have to sit on the floor. Accessibility is a huge part of these practices, so if it feels more comfortable for you to sit up on a couch, sit up on a chair, find another position that doesn't look like mine, please do so. And then, just take a moment, like, all right, shoulders, how you feeling? Spine, how you feeling? Sit bones, are you grounded? Okay, and then we move. So you'll reach the fingertips in front of you, spread into the upper back, drop the chin down. Like you're breathing out of the front of your heart. Take an inhale to reach the heart forward, reach the hands back, gaze looks up. Exhale, opposite shape. Breathing into the back of your space, the upper back, spread the shoulder blades wide, reach the fingertips forward, tuck the chin in, being like really active, really on purpose in the way in which you move. Inhale, open forward. A few more times just like that. Come back into stillness. Back into center, let your hands drop. One last movement here. Inhale, reach the hands out and up towards the sky. Exhale as you twist towards the left. Bring the right hand behind you on the floor, the right hand on your left knee. Then from here, reach the left hand back up towards the sky and then in the direction of your right knee. So there's like a twist, a side body stretch, an opening across the chest happening here. And then you're gonna bring your attention into that top hand, lead the top hand to now land on the outside of the other knee. So now you've got hands on the outside of both of your knees. Drop the chin down and just like sway from right to left. Space being created in the back line of your heart. And then come back into stillness. You'll bring yourself back up and then we'll come into that on the other side. Inhale, reach the hands out and up. Exhale, twist towards the right. Left hand on right knee, right hand behind you on the floor. And then keep that left hand as it is. Reach the right hand back, up and forward in the direction of the left knee. Notice the sensation happening here on this side. And then you'll bring the attention to that top hand, bring the top hand down to the opposite, the other knee. And then drop your chin and sway from right to left. This side might feel super different than the other side. Awesome. Explore that. And then you'll release. Bring yourself back up to seated. And then we'll begin to transition from the movement practice to come into the stillness, into the meditation. So if you want to practice your meditation seated, you don't have to move. If, however, you want to take a moment just to release the legs, please do that. You also can come onto your back. You can absolutely lie on your back for your guided meditation. It's completely up to you. During the meditation portion of the practice, I'm going to be keeping my eyes open because this is not my meditation practice, this is yours, so I'm guiding you through. But the invitation is there for you to bring your eyes to a close so that you can really tune in. So I'm going to take a moment just so that you can like shimmy and shift into whatever shape you're going to find. Reminder that it doesn't have to be like the one that you think it should be, right? You don't have to be upright and straight and bringing the fingers together. Please just make sure that you feel comfortable and supported. And then once you've found that shape, the eyes closed if that feels okay, or just bring some softness to your gaze. Allowing those movements that you just experienced to be received into the body, helping infuse your meditation practice. The benefits of practicing gratitude have been talked about and proven time and time again. Although I'm not here to show you the stats on its benefits. Instead, let's take the time to explore the benefits together firsthand. So this is your space to harvest embodied gratitude. So as you settle into stillness, I'd like to remind you that your meditation practice doesn't have to be one where you remain absolutely still the entire time. This is a space where your bodily sensations are valid and honored. So if movement begins to call your name in any voluntary or involuntary way, please let yourself follow that call. But for now, you've settled into stillness. The body is supported on the earth. You begin to soften into Mama Earth's embrace. She's got you here. If it would feel comfortable to do so, please place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. This isn't about thinking your way through. This is about feeling your way through. And the physical touch of your hands to your body are a beautiful tool to help with that practice. Your awareness drops, drops, drops. You can even let your eyes that are behind your eyelids even drop a little bit. Feel the palms of the hands connected to the body. And begin to deepen your breath. As you inhale, you feel that breath pressing the skin of the front line of your torso into the palms of your hands. And as you exhale, you feel the palms of your hands press into the skin of your torso as you let the breath go. Continue to explore that rhythm. Nothing else matters here. There's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to be. Give yourself the gift of presence and loving awareness. See if you can slow down the breath even more. See if you can expand the breath even more. Energy moving in, out, through, and around. You can continue to keep the hands on the body, or you can let them come down by your sides. It's completely up to you. Continue with that breath. And continuing to use the practice of loving and non-judgmental awareness. You'll call forth what you are harvesting, what you are grateful for. The good, the beautiful, the magical, and the not so good, the uncomfortable, the difficult, the grief-stricken. Your intuition leads in this moment here. Maybe this practice of cultivating gratitude for you looks like images in your mind, or words, or felt sensations, or sounds of experiences of memories from the past year, from the past few days even. What are you grateful for? Now, you don't have to let those images or those words or those memories drop. But let's add in a layer here to this vastness of your awareness. Tune back in to your body. What do you notice? Where do you feel lightness in your body? Where do you feel tingling or pulsing? Where do you feel spaciousness, openness? Where do you feel warmth? Maybe there's even some sensations that you don't even have the words for. That's where some of the magic lies. Let yourself please savor this sweetness for just a moment longer. We'll get back to the real world eventually. But for now, let yourself feel the embodiment of harvesting gratitude, of feeling the lessons, the growth, the good and the bad of your life, of your lived experience to be felt in your body. All the way down to your bones, your muscles, your nervous system, your cells. Your whole self is imprinting these sensations, making it that much easier to come back to these feelings when you need it. Now, your awareness drops back into the room that you're in. You feel the support of the earth beneath you, the walls that surround you, and the roof of safety overhead. You begin to deepen your breath if it kind of went into just like its own rhythm. And as you deepen the breath, there's some subtle movement that gets invited into the body. Let it be intuitively led here. There's no one way to move as you sink back into reality, the present moment of being in this body that you're in. You can keep the eyes closed here as you continue to savor and feel. And then you'll come back into stillness. From wherever you are, please bring your hands into prayer, connecting the palms together. Drop the chin down, coming into this positioning in the body that really symbolizes the act of prayer, of reverence, of gratitude, of thankfulness. And you and I will take one last breath together to close. Inhale, please. Slightly lifting into the head. Exhale, let it go with a sigh. Softly opening up into the eyes. Thank you so much, lovely, for joining me in this harvesting gratitude practice. I hope that you can bring these tingly gratitude feelings with you as you go on with the rest of your day, the rest of your week. And even if you're feeling called to, you could even take some time to free write some of the stuff that came up during today's practice so that you can visually see all the beautiful things that you have to be grateful for, that you harvested during this past season, this past year. As always, please like and comment in the video if you felt it was supportive. Those are really beautiful ways to support this space, and subscribe to the channel if you are not already. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon.